Buddha is the main speaker of this lecture, the teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Upon Vulture Peak near the city of Rajagriha, this is the place where the scriptures were taught, and it is also recorded in the classics. To prove to us the greatness of this Dharma assembly, there is a time, a place, and an audience. Together with the great bhikkhu 12,000 people. This Dharma meeting is very solemn, with so many audiences. You should know, usually when we read the scriptures, what we see in the scriptures is that most of the audience of the Dharma meeting said, 1,250 great bhikshus. In addition to what we will tell us later, there are bhikshus, bhikkhunis, lay men and lay women at home. A total of 20,000 people. This is such a magnificent and solemn Dharma assembly. Yes, it proves that this Dharma assembly is inconceivable. At the Lotus Conference, we see that in the Lotus Sutra, at the very beginning, there were also 12,000 people. Which silently says that this sutra is like the Lotus Sutra, the same with the Lotus Sutra. It is clear that this sutra is the inconceivable one vehicle teaching, that is, the ancient virtue said, the secret is contained in the sutra. From these places, we need to know this classic. The value of these theoretical methods is not ordinary classics, but incomparably superior. The following scriptures are admiration, praise for the audience, not ordinary people. All were great nobles, already in possession of supernatural powers. This is about the audience, not ordinary people. This sentence is specifically to praise the 12,000 monks present at the meeting. These 12,000 people are great saints, not minor saints. In terms of the great sages and the minor sages refer to the Hinayana Arhats, and the four-fruit Arhats are the Hinayana sages. The Mahayana sages have a higher status. We usually say the 3 sages and the 10 saints. When can we become saints? The fruition of the bodhisattvas of the 10 stages of dwelling, the 10 stages of behavioral practice, and the 10 stages of transferences are called the 3 sages, and from the beginning stage of development up, they are called the saints. The 10 saints are the bodhisattvas of the 10 stages of development. From the beginning to the 10th stage of development, this fruit is called a saint. Even in the saint, the great saint is added, it is not an ordinary saint. Who is the great saint? The Bodhisattva Dharmamagga, the 10th stage of development, and Bodhisattva near perfect enlightenment, in these 2 positions, can be called great saints. Since this can be seen, the 12,000 people attending the Dharma assembly are not ordinary people. At least all of them are Dharmamagga Bodhisattva, and the Bodhisattva of near perfect enlightenment sailed backwards to return to support Shakyamuni Buddha. So it is called, one Buddha came into the world, 10,000 Buddhas supported. Like singing, Shakyamuni Buddha plays the leading role, and the others will play the supporting role for him. Supporting actors are not ordinary people. Some of them are even better than the protagonist, and even the protagonist teacher plays a supporting role for him. Perform in according with him. This is what we often see on stage. This world is a big stage. Shakyamuni Buddha is the main protagonist of this theater, so there are many ancient Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who have come back to help Shakyamuni Buddha to perform well in this theater. We have only one common purpose. What is this purpose? It is the original vow of all Buddhas to make all sentient beings break through their delusions and become enlightened, so that all sentient beings can become Buddhas in one lifetime. We mentioned to you earlier in the scripture title that now the Buddha and these great sages see a class of sentient beings in the Saha world, whose chances to become Buddhas are ripe, and the world-honored one is extremely happy. These great sages who came to play supporting roles are also extremely joyful and happy. They receive and lead sentient beings who are well-rooted, and they become Buddhas equally in their lifetime. So these people are not ordinary people. You see, this place does not include bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, upasaka and upasika listed in it. Why? Those people are ordinary people, not great saints. There are 12,000 great monks, and these people are great saints, so the world-honored ones meeting will naturally be extremely solemn. As usual, a few representative figures must be listed at the beginning of the scriptures. Ancient virtue called them the first, and listed a few names. From the Han dynasty to the Song dynasty, there were a total of 12 translations of this scripture, with different names. In some scriptures, there are more than 30 people listed. In some scriptures, there are less than 10 or 20 people. Why do these people list his name here? And tell you that this is a sign. When the world-honored one preached the scriptures, when did they all participate? Why did they gather this sutra to list these people, gather another sutra, and list another group of people at this meeting? To understand what it means. These people, from their names and their virtues, are enough to represent the meaning of this sutra. After reading these people, you will know the content of this sutra and the focus of this Dharma conference, so its listing is meaningful. So the names are not random. Just like we hold meetings in general society now, who are the people attending the meeting? Do you know what the nature of this meeting is? What issues do they talk about? The Dharma Assembly of the Dharma has the same meaning as the title listed above. The Venerable Upasaka Sha Lianju collected this classic. In the first chapter, he omitted many people and only listed the most important ones. These few are enough to bring the meaning of the whole scriptures to be able to express it all. This is the brilliance of gathering people. Let us learn later, save a lot of time and energy, and we get the essence of the Sutra of Infinite Life. Of the 12 translations, 7 have been lost over the years. Now there are still 5 original translations in the Tripitaka. And the collection of Upasaka Sha Lianju can be said to be the culmination of the 5 original translations. Reading this book is equivalent to reading all the 5 original translations. The words and meanings are complete and there is no shortage. In the past, when Mr. Shah was still alive, Master Haiming praised, Master Seijo praised. Old layman Mei Guangxi even more needless to say, in the preface, in the afterword, we all see it. In the preface and the postscript, we can all see that the gathering was so good and so complete, much better than the previous 3 types of seminars. This is a brief introduction to you. Now let's look at the representative titles of these people.